Welcome, everybody. It's so happy you're here. I have notes to keep me on track. I'm Nancy Sullivan. I'm the librarian here at McDaniel High School. Tonight's slam is the qualifying event for Verslandia, the all-city high school poetry slam. Our top 2 point getters tonight will represent McDaniel at this awesome event, and our third top point getter will serve as our alternate. I hope you'll all join us there on April 27th, and I just found out today that we're going to be able to take a school bus from McDaniel. So you don't even have to park or pay for parking. You can just hop on the school bus with us, and it's door-to-door service. So that'll be happening, and there will be details coming out about that. Free tickets for people who are riding that bus.
Let me know.
I really want to thank everybody who's here, our poets, our judges, friends, family, teachers, so many helpers. We have a lot of helpers. And this is such a nice turnout for our slammers. Thank you all for being here. Yay! I have a few announcements. Hopefully everyone signed in, but if not, there's a QR code all over the place for you to use to sign in. If you're having trouble doing that, we can help. But we really want everybody's info because there will be a zine coming out and I don't know, maybe other fun stuff. So we want to be able to get in touch with you later. Restrooms are just down the main hall, right around that corner. Most of you probably came in the blue hallway. I still call it the main hallway. And then it's just right around the corner. There are also drinking fountains and stuff like that there. Oh, if you want to order one of these amazing sweatshirts that our graphic design department designed and produced, there are order forms up there on the front counter. We'd love to have copies of all the poetry that our poets are performing to put into that zine that I mentioned. So Isabel, who's also our timekeeper, is going to be the editor. Wave, that's Isabel, we're so happy. She's going to edit the zine this year. So we'll get all of those to her. You can email them to me, or you can email them to her, either way. Sun Program is providing treats tonight, and they fed the poets dinner, which was super kind of them. They're really awesome. Our poets understand that due to the nature of poetry, each word chosen should be neither extraneous nor gratuitous. It is never our intention to offend. That being said, this is an uncensored event. Just saying. You might hear something. Tonight's hashtag is MHS Poetry Slam, in case you want to post about it. Let's post quietly, though, and take a moment to silence our cell phones now. This is why I put this on here, so I can make sure that my phone is silenced. Okay.
Forgot.
Let's all silence our cell phones. But while I have my phone out, I just want to show you that I met Damian Lillard today, though.
Hey, same.
Same. I know a lot of people met him. It's great. Okay. Cool. So I'm just going to briefly say what's going to happen tonight, then I'm going to stop talking. Remember, the points are not the point. The point is the poetry. However, a slam is a poetry contest. So we'll run 2 rounds of competition. Each poet will perform in random order and receive scores from our esteemed panel of judges. You'll be introduced to them momentarily. Our math geniuses, who happen to also be Madison alums, are going to do math. And at the end of the first round, we'll have an intermission. I know, it's so cool. We have so many alums in the room. So round 1 is going to be 9 poets. 10 poets. We have 10 names in the fishbowl, so round 1 is going to be 10 poets. Round 2 will be the top 6. The top 6 point getters from round 1. After the second round, more math will happen, and we'll announce our first through third place winners. Although truly, anyone who gets on the stage tonight is a winner because it takes a lot of bravery and a lot of heart, and we know that you will all be super supportive because you always are. Woo! So, yes. All right, you guys, here is our old friend, Shabo Woodley, who we think graduated in 2008 or 2009, and he's been the MC every year since then, except for one, which is amazing. So yeah, MC for the evening, Shawwood.
How is everyone doing tonight? That was not enough energy. Let's hear it one more time. How's everyone feeling tonight? That was way too loud. Calm down. Yes, it was a brief moment of discussion of how when I graduate. The secret is I never graduated at all. I keep on coming back for the school lunch because it's delicious. But anyway, we're going to start our night. I think we're having a great time. So I want to go ahead and start with introducing the judges. All right. We got, not that. We got Armin. Raise your hand. Armin Tolentino serves as a poet laureate for Clark County in Washington and is the author of the poetry collection We Meant to Bring It Home Alive. He is a long-suffering Knicks fan, a possible ukulele player, and a bumbling but enthusiastic fisherman. Round of applause. Thank you. Sorry you're a Knicks fan. Let's see. And we got Nicole Jackson. Nicole Jackson is a youth poet from Portland, Oregon. She was the winner of the McDaniel Poetry Slam, the Verslandia champion in 2022. She then went on to become the Slamlandia Grand Slam champion that same year and represented Oregon at the Blackberry Peach National Poetry Slam in Florida. Being the youngest in the competition to make final stage and place in the top 10 poets, Nicole uses poetry to tell her truth in hopes of inspiring young creatives and speaking for ones who can't. Karen, sorry. Clap it up. Miss Teak is a cat mom of two and craft enthusiast. She's out here living her best life in the streets of Portland. All right, I love it. All right, we got Serendipity Lane. Raise your hand. Serendipity is a McDaniel alum who began their poetry career winning her first ever slam in her junior year. The following year, placing in the top 5 poets in the city championship Verslandia. Since finding a beautiful community of support through the local poetry scene, Serendipity has gone on to perform at one of the oldest poetry cafes, New Yorican Poets Cafe, and after taking a win at Slamlandia to qualify for their national competition, she instead decided to take a hiatus from competition and is going to make new stories to write about and share her word across Europe. She continues to write and create in order to share her story, hope, and healing through her poetry. All right, Miss Kitty Merrick. Raise your hand. The people want to know who you are. Miss Kitty is the new Restorative Justice Coordinator at McDaniel and was asked to participate tonight by Nancy. Miss Kitty loves reading books and poetry and decided to say yes to the invitation. Ms. Akiti enjoys supporting students in the things they feel passionate about, and she is excited to be here tonight. In her free time, Ms. Akiti loves nature, camping, biking, sunshine, which is not a lot here in Portland, and traveling.
I've seen that.
Have a conflict you could use some help with? Find her for support in the front office. Alright, I also want to introduce one of the stars of tonight, the fishbowl person. How you doing? Instead of going, all right, and
I taught that kid, I'm just saying.
in either 2008 or 2009, one of those years. All right, so we're gonna start off with a sacrificial poet. We're gonna just see a rundown of how everything is gonna run for tonight. Have the math. Oh, I didn't introduce the math folks. Raise your hand. They need a bigger round of applause. McCall and Stephanie.
And they also graduated.
They also got, and one of the years too. One of, huh?
10 years.
It's been 10 years. Mothers and alumni come back. Thank you guys for coming back. So first, we're going to start with our first poet, who's our sacrificial poet, Adriana.
Okay, this is my first time, so if my poem's boo-boo, just clap, please. Oh, beautiful sunflower, so tall, so bright. We love to see your color shining the light. We paint you, we gift you, we show you all the love. You always get the reference, even from above. Everything below is what it takes for me to grow. Will I be enough? I may never know. My constant is sorrow, but I'm not alone. There's so many others with glamorous tones. We paint our petals and change our looks, adjust our hair and the way that we look. But when the rain comes, it all gets took, perfectly imperfect. That is beauty down here. I wonder what you see when you look in the mirror.
Oh yeah, a little music, please.
This is like practice.
So during this time, they're going to play some music. The judges are going to have their scores. And when they're ready, I'll just give you a signal. Sometimes I might let it play because it sounds so nice. Oh, that was perfect. Don't do too much. All right. And we're going to start from the left, going all the way to the right from my angle. So, 7.3. You can clap during this. 7.4. 7. 7.1. All right. We're going to have our next sacrificial poet. All right.
We're going to practice one more time.
One more time so we can get it right for sure. This is important. Lives are in the balance. Elijah, come to the stage.
Hello. So I didn't know I needed to do this. Like, I didn't know I was doing this until, like, I walked in the door.
Yeah, let me fix them. Wait, we're going to have them. Yeah, it's my job. I feel this is why we practice.
Ow. No, there's a small microphone on there.
Yeah. So it's gonna be great. Oh, woe is me! The thought of the stage fills me with fear and mounting rage. For though I am a poet, true and through, the thought of performing makes me quite blue. Forsooth, I am a coward, most craven, with knees that tremble and voice all shaken. And yet, my friends, they urge me on to share my verse, to be quite bold and strong. But alas, I cannot bear the thought of being up there, all alone and caught in the spotlight's glare, for all to see my nervousness and vulnerability. And so, I pray, dear audience, be kind as I struggle through the lines that bind my tongue and mind with such a frightful state. Oh, how I wish I could just be a duplicate. But nay, my fate is sealed. I must proceed with quavering voice and trembling knees, indeed, to share my poem, though short it be, in hopes that laughter will set me free. And if perchance you find my verse amusing, and laughter rises up, a joy infusing my heart and soul, then I shall count it blessed, and thank the heavens for this fearful pest. So here I stand, with courage most begrudging, and offer up this poem with all its fudging, in hope that you will find it worth your while, and give me a smile to make it all worthwhile.
Thank you, Elijah. That was great. There's nothing like being afraid in style for sure. All right. I forgot to introduce the music people for tonight. We got Dawson. And we got Hayden. Beautiful. All right. The score is for Elijah. Yes. Always and forever. 7.5, 7.3, 8.3, 6.9, and 7.5. All right. Now for our first real poet for tonight. You are all real people, okay? No existential crisis here. Okay? All right. That's my job. Onyx.
Sure, why not? I think I've got this memorized mostly, but I got this here as a lifeline. That's so gay. The way you talk is gay, the way you act is gay, the things you're saying are gay, you are so gay. And that is an insult to you. An attack on your ivory castle of straightness. How dare you be accused of being anything other than the norm? You guard your sexuality as if it's under war, and being called gay is war to you. The simple idea of someone loving the same gender is so baffling to you that it's comedy. My identity has suddenly turned into a joke, an aspect of myself that is said to be sinful, an aspect of myself that is called unnatural, an aspect of myself that is still illegal in 67 countries is funny to you. The accusation that you could be queer is your joke that is not actually yours to make. And I know I may not be the most qualified person to talk about this, but at least I am calling you out. Maybe you'll listen if it's said by someone in your class so that you can't detach yourself from it. Maybe you'll pay attention if it's being yelled in your face. You are a part of the problem. And you may just want me to shut up and be quiet, but I am not a quiet person. I have been made quiet by your remarks, made quiet by your comments, made quiet by your jokes. I am the angry, sensitive, snowflake gay kid who can't take a joke in the back of your class, jumping at the chance to debate anyone about issues that you think don't exist. And if you do think that they exist, then they're too small to care about. I know I can't get rid of homophobia on my own in one poem, but at least I am trying to show the people around me that simply being called gay is not funny. I am not laughing with you. I am not laughing at you. I am not laughing, period. No, I don't feel safe here. I am not taken seriously by my peers. You are laughing as LGBTQ+ rights are actively being taken away. We are taking one step forward and 3 steps back, and you still say it's getting better. Our hurt is being masked by pride parades that were once protests. Companies changing the color of their logos during June to prove that they're definitely not homophobic. Queer history is being taught as if our issues have long since passed, all so that you can think that our war is over and you can feel better about making your gay jokes. We should not be the subject of your ridicule. We should not be afraid to speak in our classrooms. We are not your punchline. I am not your punchline. So guard your palace of sexuality. Protect it with your life as our lives are being taken away, all so so they can keep saying, "That's so gay."
You're waiting on me?
9.5. 8.7. 8. 9.1. For our next poet of the night. That was a great start, right?
Right.
Woo. All right, we got Princess Fletcher.
I don't know how to start this, but yeah, let's go. Okay. He called me black, a black girl. Loud, dumb, dirty, angry, crazy, hostile, and ignorant. She called me black, a black girl. Intimidating, without control, ghetto, and wild. They called me African, the African girl. Big butt, the too dark, broken English, poor and nasty. That's what's known to them to be black. To be black is my roots with scars and blemishes. To be black is my pain. The pain from the ships it took from me, the authenticity and brought pain. To be black is my resilience, the resilience that took my ancestors out of their chains. To be black is now to be free, to be the bloodline that dates back to hometowns in Africa, mine being Nigeria. To be black is our struggle, the identity and power to say I will become. To be black is to be able to say I'm black and I'm proud, I'll say it out loud. To be black is to be able to repeat that. Yes, I'm black and I'm proud. And yes, I'll say it out loud. To be black is the power I hold, the crown I wear, the adversity that strengthens me. To be black is me, African and whole, my roots attached, struggles all known. To be black, oh, to be black, y'all don't know. Thank you.
Great music. He's not flat. No one argues while playing music, okay? Stop it. All right. Starting from the left. We got 9.0. 8.4. 8.4. 7.8. And 8.9. All right, guys, we're moving. All right, next individual for tonight is Emily.
I just realized that I'm wearing the same dress I wore last year for this event. Still matching the background. My poem is called Acronyms. As a teenager in the age of cell phones, I'm used to acronyms. LOL, LMAO, WTF. So used to them, the oversimplification of just about every phrase consumes my brain. For fuck's sake, oh my lord, IDK. We don't even think about it, do we? TBH, not gonna lie, never mind. One moment. You practice a million times, I swear. I'm very sorry.
You got it.
I get acronyms because I use them, and probably so do you, but then I start to hear the more confusing ones. I type as fast as my hands can let me, but I try to keep up with my doctor's slurred speech. PDD, GAD, NSSI. I don't know what the fuck GAD is, but man, she is making zero sense. All her explanation blurs together. She tries to put it gently, but I knew these things all along. But why a damn acronym? Packaged into a 3 to 4 letter caps lock convenience just for me? BFFR. K. Please. They seem scary or confusing at first, but you just need to break them down. PDD. Persistent Depressive Disorder. Not going away, not wanting to wake up in the morning. Wrong. Disorder. GAD. GAD. Generalized Anxiety Disorder. No cause. Nauseous. Wrong. Disorder. NSSI. Non-suicidal self-injury. Not trying to die. My problem. Hurt. Wrong. Disordered. All these acronyms do is just try to tell you who I am. I'm not disordered, LOL. I'm not crazy, LMAO. WTF? I'm not okay, JK. I'm fine, no big deal. I can breathe between the spaces. I need space, TBH.
You guys have to look at me. I'm sorry. All right. Start to the left. 8.4. 7.5. 7.8. 8.2. 8. All right. Good scores. All right. Let's keep going. Next poet for tonight is Rin.
Glad you didn't say my last name because no one can ever pronounce it. So, how old are you? I was 14. This was actually one of the first questions you asked me, along with what's your name, your favorite color, do you have any hobbies, any pets, what do you want to be when you grow up? Did I mention I'm going to college next year? Never mind that. Have you dated before? Are you single now? Do you want to go out with me? I was asked all that before I knew how to spell your name right with an E instead of an O. 14, when I had lived much less life than you, you were quite a bit older than me, but not so much so that your love counted as pedophilia. You wore that as safety, your Garden of Eden, you to be Adam, I to be Eve. Do you remember how Genesis ends? 14, when I found safety in your sexualization, when safety is hearing you say how much you love my breasts, my hips, and my thighs, because the softest parts of me are where your teeth can tear the hardest. I didn't know to fear your bite. 14, when I prayed to the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost that our love would last forever, and Jesus said, "My child, this is not love," unto which my faith was renounced. 14, when in confession I said I was dating the devil 3 years older than I, the priest told me I had led him on to temptation. Yet 7 Hail Marys cannot fix the trauma of being told to sell your uterus because Satan doesn't like the feel of latex and they don't teach you what chlamydia is in hell. 14, when I became your mother, your therapist, your prostitute, and your best friend, less your partner, more your oxygen tank, the machine to keep you breathing, to keep you alive. Without love, my profit is lost, my caring finds no reward. Corinthians 12:31. 14, when my mother Mary sat me down and we had the talk, and Mary, you taught me how to say no, but Mama, you never taught me what to do when no wasn't an option, when it was send pics, or I'll kill myself and you can't die, because if you die, I die as well. The lives of the groomer and the victim directly connected by thin lines of gospel word. 14, when the day I got diagnosed with clinical depression, I came to you crying, "My white dove." The first thing you asked was how many fingers I wanted shoved at my pussy, because after all, Jesus was most beautiful dead on the cross. 14, when I wanted to say none, no, stop it, why are you saying these things? You are 17, I was 14, I was 14, I was 14, I was 14. If I say it enough times, well, you get it, my body is not yours to crucify. And I am 15 now, when I speak with the tongues of the living and of angels which speak without love. Had I faith to scatter the hills, I am nothing at all, for you are no longer my God.
We gotta let that one play a little bit. All right. All right, score is starting to the left. 9.4. 8.9. 9.6. 9.2. 8.3. All right. The next poet for tonight. Josiah.
This is my first slam poetry. This should be my experience. I don't know if mine's any better than theirs. It's just a story about me. A story about me and my family. You see, I was born in the city of Memphis. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. Growing up, life was cruel to me. Me and my brother, we always had a smile on our face until we remembered the greatest show our parents ever put on for us. They tried to protect us from almost everything and nothing. I can only imagine how hard it was for them having to raise 2 kids in the hood of Memphis. Because saving up money to move from Tennessee to Oregon, that was one heck of a journey. Now living in Portland, back in the hood. But real quick, let me make something clear. Portland's the city, the hood was simply in it. For me, that hood was Mill Park. But eventually, our parents moved us to safety. Skip ahead a few years later, as I grew up, there was always one thing that was clear to me. My parents, they'll never be proud of me. From looking at me so condescendingly and disappointingly, to showing me off like a brand new ring. But don't worry though, we got past this. We cleared things up. Now things are peaceful and bliss like a spring Eric Crisp. It was fun though, growing up with R&B and rap, to making poetry and rising my gifts, from living out purpose to living my life to the fullest. My apologies, I wrote this poem about me, but I never introduced you to me. You see, my name is Josiah Daniel Clay, a tall, Malaysian kid from the east side of the United States. My heart is cold, surrounded by a warm coat. If you ask me, I can be anything. From the summer sun to the winter moon, there's almost nothing that can stop me. My heart plays drums, so we call it beats. You see, my life is a melody, but it's always changing. The funny thing is that for me, listening at my trauma is like singing my ABCs, but don't let that lifestyle fool you, because I won't let it affect you or me. And with that, the end of my story of me.
Music.
Get mad at me when I'm actually working.
Okay. All right, we're ready. 7.4, 7.3, 8, 7.3, 7.9. The next poet for tonight is Sebastian.
Okay. I'd just like to point out that this poem is dedicated to my grandfather that recently passed. He was a painter. An artist's canvas is sacred. That's what I was taught. Let me paint you a pretty picture. Imagine a brunette-haired girl playing in the sun. Feeling its beams warm her like an embrace from a loved one. No, don't just imagine it, actually. Feel it. Remember the last time you were hugged, embraced like that? Who was it with? Why were you hugged? No, actually, those parts don't matter. What matters is that feeling, that memory, savor on the taste of nostalgia that has you thinking, I miss that. That comfort. It's gone. Let it hit you fast, quick, like a heart getting a stake driven through. Nothing can recreate that pain. As a painter, I see it as a burgundy red or yellow. Those are the colors that come to mind. You may not agree. I stroke the brush out on the canvas, making that lovely, bristly sound. Swish, swish. Dabbing it in the paint, dum dum, and then I'm back at the canvas. Swish, swish. I don't like what I have created, so I paint over it, wait for it to dry, and I'm back at square one. I'll repeat this process, feeling trapped, suffocated by my own high expectations of my creativity, once again, then twice, thrice, a fourth time, and now I'm on the brink of tears. My anger lunges inside of me like an angry crocodile. Snap! It's caught something to eat. And then I'll stop, snap out of it, and remember, even under all those covered up attempts, it's just a canvas. No matter how many times you might wish for it to be more or less, it is just a fucking canvas. If you feel the need to cry, to grieve your loss of progress, even if it leads you at an endless stalemate, it's just a canvas. No, actually wait, that's incorrect. It's not just a canvas. It's a canvas you've come to know. A canvas that you've had trials and tribulations with. A canvas you loved, even if the canvas gets a hole poked through it, even if it's squished, even if it's trampled, chewed on, spilled on, or even sat on. It's a reminder. You will always have that bond with just a fucking canvas. It'll always be loved and cherished, even when it's headed for an art gallery really far away. It will always be
your campus.
Okay, I almost got yours, I'm good now.
All right, we're still feeling good tonight? Yeah. You guys loving the poetry you're hearing tonight? I know I am. All right. All right. 8.3. 8.2. 8.9. 7.7. 8.2. All right. We got the next poet of tonight. It's me. No, I'm joking. Harley.
Stay shorter. There we go. Okay. Before I start, I'd like to say my poem is about missing and murdered Indigenous women. It's a huge problem that has plagued just this continent in general, not just the US, for years. And nobody's doing anything about it. Blood. That's the color of the handprint on my face. That's the color that their eyes probably were as they screamed out for their mothers, Mama! But I wouldn't know because you won't look for them. You won't look for them because your kind took them. Blood. That's the color of their dresses flowing in the wind. That's the color that their tongues were, the tongues they would use to speak sweet words before you silenced them. Shush. That's what you do to us now, with our flowing red dresses and stolen sisters. Blood. That's the color of the sun as it sets, the sun they would watch every day. That's the color that could have been their favorite. Or was it green like grass? Was it blue like the water that gives us life? Brown like their mother's eyes that now cry for them? She cries while looking for them, but you won't do anything. Her cries are lost in the 5,712 cries of other mothers. Blood. It's not just a color. It's what they bled and what they will continue to bleed if you don't do something about it.
All right, we got 8, 7.8, 9, 8.3, 8.8. All right, the next poet for tonight, Castiel.
thing. Hold on. I gotta pull it up.
Okay, my poem is called Just Another Chubby Boy. Oh my god, I'm sorry. You don't care about my health. As long as I look like a Barbie doll, you'll be satisfied. No matter how much I work out, I'll still be overweight. No matter if I change my diet, I'll still be obese. Stop saying you care about my health because you're lying. I stopped listening to you. I stopped listening to what you want from my body and started doing what I want instead. You say you want what's best for me, but it's what's best for you. It's not your skin I'm stretching, yet you still seem to complain as if it is. Oh my goodness, as if it is. As long as I look like a Barbie doll, you'll be satisfied. And until I do, I'll always just be another chubby boy.
He's feeling That was great. All right. 7.3. 7.2. 7. 7.6. 7.9. All right. The next poet for tonight, I believe.
My sunglasses on stage, but I just realized that I just remembered I hate sunglasses, so I'm probably not going to do it. Can I take this one? Yeah. Is that going to work for you if she's off?
Oh, I'm not connected to that microphone.
But you'll hear it through. Yeah.
Maybe.
You're good. It's good.
Try reading your poem.
Okay, so I had a fever yesterday and I still have a headache, but let's see if my fifth draft of this poem actually sounds any good. I still flinch at every black pickup truck, at every dark-haired, average-height, white-eyed male I see from far away. I see you in my bleary state. You are not dead to me, but in a lot worse shape, a state of falling and coming free from the bonds of reality. You're just a fading memory, a single drop in a roiling sea. But like that drop, you come back round in tears and fears and lingering years, and every ship that's run aground, you're haunting me. In every single corner, in every broken shelf, in every half-done warning about hurting yourself, you're never dead, you couldn't be, you looming threat I'll never see, you lingering thought that follows me long past your faint demise. You're trapped inside the emptiness, you're trapped inside the fear, you're trapped inside my love for you, keeping your death from pulling near. I had a dream you cheated death, a third time was not the charm, and in each final dying breath, you hoped I'd never come to harm, but you died, I'd inside a bar one night, heart stopped and briefly gone, and you came back, just the next day, just a false alarm. The painkiller was what killed you the second time you died, and we did find you lying there, twitching but alive. I loved you though I said you'd die the day before your fate. You died before, so what's one more, a quiet, violent end? You died that third time, Father dear, in Sisyphus's way, because cheating death could never work. Third time's the charm, they always say. You always tried things more than once, can't know from first attempts. So it just fits that you died thrice from deaths you thought yourself exempt. You died alone, so it's not real, no one to hear your final year. The creaking bough comes crashing down as old-growth forests die.
first round at least. Then we're gonna have an intermission. We're gonna have a performance by our previous champion, Nicole. Raise your hand. So please stick around for that. It's gonna be exciting. All right. Scores. 8.4. 7.8. 8.5. 7.9. 7.7. For our last poet.
Sorry, the top of my lip piercing came off at some point.
Oh no. The last poet for this round is going to be Elgin.
I'm just going to say, this may paint me as a fool, but that's what I am. I have not read this poem out loud before. The future is seldom clear. Most of the time, our visage of the blank tablet is cloudy and obscured, foggy and dark, murky and enigmatic. What's not so ambiguous is the past, which leads a lot of people to reflect on, and sometimes more than they should. The often misattributed quote goes, "Those who do not reflect on their history are doomed to repeat it." In 1996, a school shooting occurred in Port Arthur, Australia, in a little town, no more than 300 people, on a little island called Tasmania, just south of mainland Australia. And 28 people got injured. 12 days later, they passed very strong gun laws, which created a waiting period for anyone wanting to buy a gun of any type, and placed strict restrictions on semi-automatic and fully automatic rifles. Since 1996, there's only been 3 mass shootings in Australia, and 87% of Australians think that this was a good change. Now, where is our NFA equivalent? Was it in 1991 in Killeen, Texas, after 24 people died? No. In fact, the bill in the House of Representatives, which was backed by the constituent of the person in the district where the shooting occurred, was not passed, and the constituent didn't actually even support it the day after the shooting. Was it in 1999, after the Columbine massacre, which killed 13 students? No, in fact, in 2008, a bill proposing to close the gun show loophole, in which people don't have to provide ID at buying shows, or buying guns at gun shows, was passed very narrowly in the Senate, just by 1 vote, which was Al Gore, Vice President, but was not passed in the House of Representatives. Was in 2006, after a shooting at the Virginia Tech campus killed 30 students and 2 teachers. No, restrictions on handguns, which the perpetrator followed, were still, or there was a vote to remove them, and it passed. Finally, of course, but, you know, of course. And was in 2012 when the Sandy Hook massacre killed 27 students, 20 of whom were between 6 and 7 years old. No! There's no fucking change! Keeps happening. 12 dead in Washington, D.C., 14 dead in San Bernardino, 9 dead in Roseburg, 49 people dead in Orlando, 49 people who went to a gay nightclub, killed because of how they identify. 60 dead in Vegas, with 411 people injured, 27 dead in Sutherland Springs, 17 students dead in Parkland, 23 dead in El Paso, 2 children and 19 students between the ages of 9 and 11 dead in Uvalde. Thoughts and prayers. Your thoughts and prayers do nothing. You do nothing. No laws passed because of your sacred, cherished, revered, child-killing Second fucking Amendment. How many people need to die for you to give up your freedom to rob others of their life? How many children have to go to school worried that they're never going to return? People are dying, children are dying, and all you fucking care about is the genitals in the person sitting next to you in the bathroom. However, we do have our own NFA, National Firearms Act, passed in 1934 after acts like the St. Valentine's Day Massacre and the attempted assassination of FDR. The act included a tax of $2,000, which at the time, adjusted for inflation, was a very prohibitive $4,505. The tax is still $200 today. Our gun laws are outdated, arbitrary, and easily circumvented. We need change, or things like this are going to continue to happen. How many good people need to die? How many children need to die for change to happen? So far, there's been more shootings than days in 2023. And so, I say this, as a few of you out there are over voting age. If you don't vote for change, change isn't going to happen. So you have to vote. Fuck your Second Amendment, fuck your gun laws, and fuck your guns.
I like Weezer. All right. You crazy. All right. 9.3. 7.7. 9.2. 7.5. 8.5. All right. We're gonna have the judges tally everything up. Next round, we're gonna have the top 6 compete. But now, we're at the intermission phase, and we want 9.
Yo! It feels good to be back. It's crazy that I was just up here last year. Now I'm judging. It's weird. You guys, if you don't like the scores, you guys can boo. Like, I'm gonna let you know, you guys can boo. So you don't need to clap every time. Anyways, have y'all seen that movie E.T.? You know the alien with the long finger? Anyways, I was driving with my cousin the other day, and we were just talking like, we would never really know if an alien was among us. Like, raise your hand if you're an alien. See, like, even though y'all raised your hand, and I don't really believe you, but even if you are telling the truth, I still wouldn't know. Alright. Have y'all ever seen a dog try to taste your tail? Yeah. Like, you're not gonna catch your tail. You just look dumb. No, I don't know. These are just things that I think to myself sometimes. But I got one more question to ask you. And this one is a little bit more serious. So when I ask it, just bear with me. And you don't have to answer that. Have you ever seen a coke line? Chopped up on plate, same one you ate from? Never seen Pop sniff it, but I always saw him serving the dope fiends. One sniff make them feel so clean. 2 oxys and codeine, come back every day for a fix. While Pop's gone, man at the back door throwing fits. I asked my pops for a BB gun at the age of 10, just in case bad guys came. At that age, those thoughts shouldn't have been on my brain. Have you ever seen a coke line? I begged Daddy to stop using the plates I ate from. I hated the thought of mixing my food with a pinch of crack. Right hook to a girl that stole from Daddy, now she won't come back. Have you ever seen a coke line? Well, I have believed. White as the snow, same color, Steve. Daddy said he would stop times I would plead. But the cash he gotta make is what we need. I think about how when he died from using crack, RP to DMX cause he never coming back. I prayed my daddy wouldn't be the cause of an overdose. Next day, standing in Sunday church line, and you beg to get the Holy Ghost? Have you ever seen a coke line? What about Xanax and Percocet? I thought about taking one once. I'm surprised that I haven't yet. Have you ever seen a coke line? If you have, you're probably traumatized. I saw many in my dreams. Daddy never tried to hide. He told me, so you never tell a soul. And my friends ask me about it often, cause Daddy always had on gold. But my father told me, without the lines on my plates, same plates I wouldn't eat. So whenever people asked, I promised I would never speak. What does he do for a living? Oh, he be out fixing the streets. Have you ever seen a coke line? No, you don't have to raise your hand. Just know my father fought for me to eat. Maybe you could understand. P.S. I know you did what you had to do. You made a way for me into your last breath. So it's R.I.P. to you.
All right, guys. You know what I want? Another round of applause. That was so, you got 10 minutes of intermission. So bathrooms, snacks over here. Enjoy yourselves. Talk. So in 10 minutes, I'll get you guys back. And we're going to announce the top 10 people going to the second round. Enjoy. To the next round yet, but we're going to stay, we're going to enjoy, and we're going to get the second round started. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. First person of the second round is Abilene.
This one's also not memorized, and but
You got this.
Hey, same.
and I'm keeping my mask on because I look really stupid if one of my lip piercings has happened. Let's see if I can make this. Let's see if I can actually. I'm actually just gonna start. I write notes out poetry, shaken from a dream, bouncing from each passing thought. A gleam, a ream, a machine, a scene runs through each fragment line. I write notes out poetry, broken concepts, half a rhyme. Half of an I love you, hummed half out of time. And in my notes app poetry, I write my words for you. A nebulous word, a meaningless word, a second person, could be you. It's a cheap emotional tug, the heartstrings duck like tune, but it makes you feel, breaks up my spiel, and while each word is true, that you does not belong to you. That word is one for partners, that word is one for friends, that word is one for fathers and their unjoyous ends. That word is one for a fumbling voice, that word is one of three. That word, this you, is for many, but most of all for me. My notes app poems twist and rhyme, my notes app does not sing. My notes app poems dance for you, but hum their tune for me. They twirl and shift and call to me, ere dance just out of reach. Each time I call, they do not come, and each time I do not seek. And I am left just standing here, no notes app to be seen. That was actually true. My poems, not just a scalding tune, which I recite quite loyally. My poems about poetry, written in free verse, dance and sing and wring me dry, my heart's own personal hearse. They carry me from here to you, they carry brain to voice. They carry words and thoughts and love in their notes app pulse. Discordant notes that they may be, but if you sit there quietly, they may show more than I will tell, or may show less if told quite well. So, dear listener, will you hear my notes app poetry?
Use it.
And I lip piercing my hair.
7.2, 7.8, 8, 7.7. All right, next poet. Ren.
Oh boy, I've had to shorten this one like 3 times, so yippee. 461, 239, 565. The numbers I've just read aloud are not the winning figures for the Powerball, nor a classification system for every butterfly native to the Pacific Northwest, the characters on the backs of football jerseys, or the last 9 digits of pi. No, these are the calorie amounts from a journal I found, a 6th grader's lost collection of repressed memories. I was 11. 896, 458, 35. Back then, the only Anna I knew of was not the abbreviation of anorexia, as I come to know it now. Instead, she was the gangly girl with cropped curls, someone I used to call friend, who one day lifted up her shirt during lunch to show off how each of her ribs accentuated through her chest. Look how skinny I am! I've never seen such joy in another human's eyes. She grabbed my hand and harshly ran fingers over a thin layer of flesh and bone. To this day, I can still feel the repulsion of touching my chest and not feeling the same. Now I think back on those times when eating felt like shoveling shit down my throat, or why my period was 2 months late, or the disgust I felt to cry at 4 in the morning over a bathroom scale, because can one truly know despair if they have not searched the calories on the tip of a metal water bottle to guzzle Diet Pepsi because the carbonation makes me feel more full than 2 leaves of finely chopped lettuce? To do crunches and curl-ups and 665 rounds of skipping rope to burn up the Caesar salad I ate for breakfast, to stick fingers down my throat at summer camp, curled over a toilet while choking on my own spit because I would rather die than metabolize the 300 calories I had for lunch. 245, 329, 10, I am tired of your labels. I am just as sick as those who were thin to begin with. Don't call me success that the windowpane skin above my ribs is a millimeter thinner than hers. Yes, I won, but in a competition children should never play. I won because now I taste vile in the back of my throat when I look at pasta. I won the day I passed out from starving myself 48 hours straight. I won from counting calories in sticks of gum or the saliva from kissing the person I love. I won because I am thinner than the people that infected me with this illness to begin with. Now, as I draw to the conclusion of my work, this should be the end, where I indulge you in my recovery story. The part where I get help as well, where I can look at a scale and just see plain numbers instead of my worth as a human being, where I can look my loved ones in their eyes and say, I'm healed. These are my last journal entries from 2023. 245, 389, 0.
All right, music. Music, 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 music. No. Guys play too much. But I love it though. Keep on doing it. But not right now. All right, so 8.8. 8.6. Okay. 8.7. 9. 8.5. The last one was 8.5. All right, next person of the night. All right.
We are supposed to heckle them, you know.
Yeah.
Right, I heard that, right?
Just don't heckle me, I cry. So,
You're doing great.
Doing great?
You're doing awesome. You're doing
Clap it up for me then, come on. tonight is Princess Fletcher.
Yeah. This poem is, I would say, really close to my heart, and I kind of like just spruced it up a little, and I've never read it out, so bear with me. Thank you. People look at me and tell me to smile. It's not that hard to put a smile on your face, my Spanish teacher says. This being the third time this week she's reminded me. Smile. And automatically I plaster that smile on. Smile. Yes, it feels not natural, but yet I try to hold it up, hoping it'll take it all away. Because it's my way to keep moving. The fake in me, you would say, that keeps me up. Smile. Your life isn't bad, I say, but there's that treasure box that if I choose to open, includes trauma piled on top of the others buried and lost in my now messed up head. But I agree. Yes, smile. My life isn't bad, there's just something wrong with it instead. I'm tired, lost, almost broken. Smile. I need help, but I don't want a hand nor a shoulder to lean on. Smile. But I carry that weight and burden of being there for everyone, checking in, having a good heart, giving my time, energy, and to others who don't deserve it. Smile. And honestly, I don't want to be reminded, nor to ask for help. I just need someone to want to be there. Hold me and care for me. Someone who's going to show up and be genuine. But ain't nothing like that. So I smile. See, I need my dad, the one I resemble with every word, move, and act I put together. The one who gave me this carbon copy of his is mine. Smile. His smile, the ones whose my lost memory of now shatter me, because I'm starting to forget how he sounds, smells, and smiles when he's proud of me. His smile just one day can grace my heart of a once too familiar feeling. One day with him is my heart's hidden treasure, the thoughts that put a smile on my face, and I pray every day that he's okay. So God, I don't want to hear the complaints, I don't want to be told to smile, because my dad taught me to smile, and he loved my smile. He is mine. He is my smile. Thank you.
Okay, music, let's go.
Hey, you know I can still hear you. I heard you sing Billie Jean.
All right. Let's see. Oh. Flashbacks. All right. 8.8. 7.6. 8. 8.4. 8.7. All right, next for tonight. Sebastian.
I'm sorry. You'll be fine.
I'm tall-ish. An ode to romanticism. I know. Forwards is a sight of two, holding hands, cupping each other's faces. Romance is what we call it. A sip of tea, a quiet slurp, a warmth to the throat, the taste of herbs, the smell of sweetness. Romance is what I call it. Feeling jolly in rain, your stored sun is beaming through you. The water running down your cheeks, no tears, just rain. Run in it, savor it. The water turns your hair darker. Romance is what I call it. A paper being handed back, its smooth top, rugged edges. Across my finger pads, I turn it over. A+ in bright red pen. Red of lipstick, red of strawberry wine, red of rushing blood, red of the unbarren fruit of romance. A kiss, book, person, time, holiday, outfit, song. Him, her, them, you, me, us, all share the blood of romanticism. It is endless, infinite, forever. Endless, infinite, and forever. Nothing can be denied the feeling of romance. Nothing can be denied the feeling of romance. No one, nowhere, nothing. No one, nowhere, nothing. Just romanticize it.
All right, music. I was told that I should sing tonight. Do you guys want to hear that? I will not sing because I'm going to keep the night nice. Okay? So bad. None of them. No, I'm not doing it. Bohemian Rhapsody is like 8 minutes long. I'm just a horrible That means chill. Alright. There's no chill over there. Alright, 8.4. 7.7. 8.5. 8.1. 8.2. All right. Yeah. You did your job well today. Okay. I want everyone to give her a round of applause. You did a great job. If anyone else needs a fishbowl with names in it, let her know. She has about 18 years experience. She is so much more than a fishbowl holder, for sure. For sure. That's a whole poem right there.
That's my only talent. Oh, to be less than a fishbowl. Oh, to be more than a fishbowl.
All right.
Yeah, what if I want
The next person coming up is Onyx.
There we go. This one I do not have memorized. The first time I saw a trans person with graying hair, I was surprised. I didn't know we got to live that long. The average life expectancy for a person who is transgender is much shorter than the person who is cisgender, and I had never seen a person like me with wrinkles. You call being transgender a phenomenon, one that you say must be eradicated. You kick our teeth in, blood dripping from our mouths as we scream, just to be heard, but your ears are plugged with feigned ignorance, and so we are classified as a danger to the American youth. You are using a tragedy as an excuse for your bigotry. You are less focused on the 6 children who died in a school shooting and more focused on the fact that it was a trans man who killed them. You characterize our entire community based on the act of one. You would rather keep your guns than keep our children alive. You value firearms over the living and breathing, and so how much do you really care about the American youth? You say these children will come to regret their choices, and so you rip away their lifelines, strip back their autonomy, reduce them to their anatomy, and tell them that you know better than they do. I am lucky that my state would rather me be a living boy than a dead girl. I am lucky that my state would rather me be trans and alive than cis and dead. But you still think that gender-affirming care isn't necessary health care. You won't allow us in sports or in the right bathroom or on television. I promise you an 11-year-old trans girl will not have a significant physical advantage over the other team. I promise you that if a creep wanted to go into the women's restroom, he would go in regardless of the law, and he wouldn't dress like a woman to do it. And I promise you that my existence on TV will not infect your children with transgenderism. Did you ever wonder why trans youth are more than 4 times as likely to commit suicide than their peers? It is because death is safer for us than life is. We are being beaten until we are bruised when our skin already doesn't fit right on our bodies, so some of us choose to modify it to match ourselves, and you are taking that away in trade for conformity. This country is not a safe place for people like me. I am lucky just to be able to speak, and I don't know how long that is going to last. I don't want to die here before my parents do. The end of a cis person's life comes after retirement, but the end of a trans person's comes only halfway into adulthood. There's so much I want to say that cannot fit into a 3-minute time limit. I want to talk about the black trans women who carried us here. I want to talk about how your religion shouldn't dictate my rights. I want to talk about how I shouldn't be lucky that my state provides gender-affirming care. And I want to talk about how I shouldn't be surprised when I see a person like me with graying hair and wrinkles.
One last poet for tonight. I want to say that everyone who performed today did a great job. I want you guys to keep on coming if you have more time here in this school, this wonderful school that I graduated from a whole bunch of years ago, because I don't remember the exact year. It was a whole bunch. You're done. Don't hire these ones. All right, so 9.3, 8.7, 8.6, 9.4. 8.4. All right. Now, again, I want everyone to give a round of applause for everyone that performed tonight. All right. Harley.
This one's sort of my more quiet poems. I don't usually do a lot of those. I have a little bird. This little bird is my best friend. I ask so much. The little bird needs so little from me, and yet I need it so much. I need it to hug. I need it to laugh with. I need it to hold me while I cry. I need it to listen to me. I need it to talk to me. I need it to love me. This little bird has always been there, but I think it's getting tired of me. I think it's because I'm so greedy with the love it gives me. I ask so much of the little bird, and yet I do nothing in return. I let the little bird become too much of me. If it left, I'd be empty. I'm a leech. I'm a bad person because I know, and yet I stay. I don't know why the little bird hasn't left me. But until then, I will continue leeching on because I don't even know how to leave. I don't want to. I can't.
Oh, that explains a lot.
All right. That was our last poet of tonight. Another round of applause for all the poets. Round of applause to the judges. Math folks over there. Musicians. Fishbowl. Camera guy.
I have a
Round
name.
of applause to me. All right.
And Miss Sullivan.
And Miss Sullivan. All right. Final scores for tonight. 7.3. Okay. Guys, you can move and make sure I can read the next number. So 7.4. All right. 8.5. 8.3. 7.9. All right. Now, we're going to have all the numbers tallied up. Ms. Sullivan, do you want to say anything?
We want to have a group photo of all the poets.
Yeah, so all the poets here, let's get up on stage.
We all fit in one row this year.
I guess so. I can go across the bottom.
Or like
Sit right here.
all right. Do we fit? No, we fit.
1, 2, 3. Yes.
Oh, one second, no, you already did it.
And then the official
And then I would like to get
Everybody
smile! Everybody does a great job! Good job, everyone! Gracias, mommy. Okay. No, wait.
This is our official photographer.
Official photographer.
Ma'am, may I do that again? Sorry.
The lighting's not good.
Drum roll. You see? Take notes. Take notes. Princess Fletcher, number 3. In second place, we have beautiful. All right, we got Onyx. All right, and our 2023 first place winner, the champion of that, McDaniel.